Trey, let's go from the Big 12 to the Big 10, shall we? And we've got number 10, Illinois, at number 24, Indiana. Again, both of these rankings according to our All Podcasters poll. Hoosiers are 3.5-point favorites at home. Both of these teams have looked really good to start their seasons. Obviously, Indiana hasn't played anybody since they beat Old Dominion. Illinois passed a massive test against Duke and blew them out late, forcing turnovers, taking advantage of that on the scoreboard. Trey, it's been a little bit since Bloomington has hosted a game of this magnitude with both teams as highly ranked as they are.
Yeah, you got to go all the way back to 1993 for the last top 25 matchup to take place in Bloomington. Obviously, Indiana played in some big games down the stretch last year, but a lot of those were on the road. The Ohio State game was on the road. Their big ones at home, the other team just really didn't live up to the billing, like Michigan, Nebraska, those teams like that. So, yeah, this is a big-time matchup in Bloomington. I was really shocked that we didn't get College Game Day or Big Noon going to this game. Just really... I know it's on NBC, so that makes sense why Fox isn't there. But yeah, I mean, just really weird that we didn't take the chance to go to Bloomington for game day. But alas, we'll let ESPN make that decision. We'll talk about this game as give it the billing it deserves. But this is the game where I think we're almost guaranteed a shootout. I think both of these offenses have been hyper efficient to this point. Illinois, you mentioned the game against Duke. They benefited greatly from a lot of Duke turnovers, but they were taking care of business on those turnovers and converting them into points at a high rate. This is a very interesting situation, though, for a potential reverse of that, because Luke Altmaier, for all the good that he's done at Illinois, I think the concern that we had for him going into this year, he did a lot better about it last year, but the turnovers have been a problem in spots. And when he throws an interception, the Illini are 5-5 overall. They're 12-3 when he doesn't, as a starting quarterback. So it's literally almost a padlock stat of if he throws an interception, the chances to win go way, way down for them. So their 4 wins also, or their 5 wins when he's thrown an interception have not been over the best competition, top to bottom. So, and it turns it into a close game, even if they do win. I think I did the math and it's a 4-point per game win if he throws an interception and they do happen to win. But all that being said, he's done a great job so far, taking care of the football, passed a good test against a stingy Duke defense a couple weeks ago. But Indiana's already taken away the football 4 times via an interception so far this year. They're a very opportunistic defense. We saw that last year. That's a stat that's carrying over into the 2025 season from last year. That's just how they like to play ball. They are very good at getting those takeaways. So Altmaier's got to take care of the football so that he can participate in the potential shootout and not get left behind.
When I dove into this game, I was looking at the running game specifically because Illinois is 13th in stopping the run so far this season. Indiana, carrying over an identity from last year, they want to run the football. Trey, they've got 3 running backs, not 1, not 2, but 3 backs with 200 or more yards so far on the season. Fernando Mendoza has looked very good, and I think that explosive element is certainly there with Elijah Surratt, those other weapons that they've got with the Hoosiers. But at its core, Indiana wants to establish their running game and dictate how your defense plays and substitutes based off of that. If Illinois can go on the road, where we've seen defense travel and transfer for the Illini in the past, and if they can go on the road and at least throw up some roadblocks to Indiana in that running game, start to make Fernando Mendoza a little bit more one-dimensional, I think that's how Illinois not only keeps this one close, but also has the chance of winning this one outright. It feels weird to say that given the fact that Illinois is, quote, higher ranked than Indiana. But the Hoosiers have been the most efficient team in college football, not just on offense, but on defense as well. When you look at success rates over a play-per-play basis, Indiana's in 75% or better for both offense and defense, which is 1 of 1 in college football so far this season. That's certainly a stout task to try and handle, especially when you go on the road. But all of that being said, I'm going to take the Illini plus the points. I have doubted Illinois so many times over the last couple of years, and I think every single time it's come back to bite me. So this time, at least if I ride with the Illini, I think a very complete roster, a very balanced attack on the ground and through the air. I think at least if I ride with the Illini this time and it hurts me, I can check that box off. But in reality, I do think this is going to be a very close game. I can't decide if it's a shootout or if the defenses start to get some stops, maybe get some takeaways, make it a little bit shorter of a game. But I'll say that Illinois wins this one 27-24 over the Hoosiers.
I don't think it's going to be an old school Big 12 type shootout where like we're both scoring in the 50s or 60s or something
Yeah.
like that. I think the defenses will get some stops. I see this as about a 38-30 Indiana win. So I'm going to take Indiana to win and cover here. I do like that Illinois has already challenged themselves out of conference and played a team with a pulse. Indiana is going to do that for the first time. But there's something about Sig in Bloomington. He has proven time and time again that they take care of business in Bloomington, take care of business at home. That's something that he carried over in the culture from JMU as well. A big night game in Bloomington as well. It's really hard for me to pick against a team that I really like, a defense that I really like at home at night. So give me Indiana, just make a couple more stops. The reason I think that this will be a little bit more higher scoring though, and it will come down to who maybe makes 2 or 3 stops versus the other team maybe only making 1 or 2. Both of these quarterbacks, you mentioned the efficiency just overall as a team. And look, Indiana's going to have those numbers when they play the non-conference schedule. They did. But you look at the advanced metrics on the yards per attempt for both of these quarterbacks, they're both ranking in the top 15 nationally, top 12 nationally, even in the adjusted yards per attempt. That kind of takes into account turnovers, it takes into account sacks, it takes into account touchdown passes, all good things like that. So both of these guys are having fantastic seasons so far. And I really do think it's going to come down to which defense can step up, maybe get a takeaway at a key spot in the fourth quarter, maybe stop on fourth down when a team's trying to convert in the red zone, something like that. But yeah, I think I have Indiana in about 38-30 range.
An elite Big Ten showdown under the lights in Bloomington. I'm going to be watching it with my Big Ten in-laws. What could be better than that? I'm excited for this game. We know you guys are as well.